Hey everyone, it's cycle 16, day 1. So the bad tide that we were in has ended. And unfortunately for me, this is the third time I have attempted to record this. The first time, I went through and forgot to hit the record button. The second time, my sound settings were off, so I had absolutely no sound. So this is the third attempt to play through this and record it. But with the other two, I came to a glaring realization that this run is going to end in tragedy, and there's no other way around it. It's just how it is. It's the way it is. There's no way I can avoid it. It's unavoidable. And I'm not going to restart. I'm not. Because I did things wrong from the very beginning. Like, there's a lot of things that I actually just did completely wrong that I should have looked at in different ways. And it really, really messed up this run. And we're going to run out of, the biggest thing is we're going to run out of trees. Because it's going to take too long for the trees to start growing in and then get replanted before the next catastrophic event, which, whether it's a drought or a bad tide, which of course a bad tide is going to be worse than a drought, but it's just, that's the way it is. It's as simple as that. I'm going to keep moving on, I'm going to keep pressing on like I could still possibly survive. But I've come to the conclusion and realization that this is going to be a dead run. But let's keep working towards some other things, because there are some things I use this to look at and see why these things weren't working right. Because a lot of it comes down to how I even set up the colony. And if you can learn from my mistakes, then that's all the more reason. It just becomes to that point where I realized that I made a lot of mistakes. And see, the gear factory's off. Like, I even paused my breeding to lower my numbers to make sure I didn't run out of food. And then that created another bottleneck. It just, the way I have this colony set up, it's not sustainable. Unfortunate as it is, it's just not. I could have done things a lot differently, and I realize that now. So, cycle 16, day 8, we got another bad tide, which is just going to guarantee what I was talking about. This places I went wrong. Let's get started into the list of the things that I did wrong that I shouldn't have done. 1, I never should have been pumping water for my colony out of this particular giant area. The reason being is, during a drought, this is the one that all of my trees were around. So therefore, I would have needed the water to stay at a level that would have kept the ground fertilized as long as possible during a drought. Which is why I should never have been pumping out of this particular pit.
Not a great plan.
I should have been pumping out of this one. Because it does replenish with water. So that was my first and probably my largest mistake was that. Second one, I should not have built all of these metal platforms. I should have used that metal sparingly until I got to the mine, till I was able to make it to this mine. That was another huge mistake. I was just so hyped about being able to build overhangs to build this number cruncher. The number cruncher itself wasn't a bad idea. It was actually a really good idea. But it just created too many issues. Let's see. Which I can actually pause this right now and pause the engine to save on resources, because wood is going to become very sparse and sparing. Yep, the bad tide just screwed up this. Trying to get down here and put some trees down here, because this is going to fertilize faster than this would. So that's another huge thing that I messed up and could have avoided. The hydroponics gardens were the best idea I could have because of the land and the fact that I was actually able to keep my food going through the use of hydroponics gardens was actually a very, very huge thing. And back-to-back bad tide cycles means that I wasn't able to get enough water to stored to survive. I mean, this is a short bad tide too, so I mean, this is only this was only a 10-day one, but there's still not going to be enough fresh water come in to continue survival. So unfortunately, again, I'm going to have to chalk this one up as a loss. It's unfortunate, but I did learn some things. I learned a lot playing on hard. Hard is a different beast. And to be honest, the Iron Teeth are a whole different beast. Like, I personally feel that the Iron Teeth are much harder, especially at the beginning, in the early game stages. They're much harder to establish. Once you get everything established, I feel like they're easier to manage. Just because their population is a bit easier to manage with the numbers. Like right now I have all of the breeding pods off because if I run into a food crisis, they're going to start eating the berries and then I won't be able to repopulate anyway. Because I can't replant berries right now because I have no fertile ground. So you might be wondering, if this is a dead run, why are you still struggling with it? Because I'm going to struggle to the very end. I don't know, I'm stubborn. I kind of feel like there's no way to fix this, I guess is the best way to say, but you know, I can at least go out with a bang and try and maybe just salvage a bad situation. Well, we have a drought approaching. Well, we got 7 days of clean water. Doesn't really help because, yeah, the water still looks like that. All right. It is cycle 17, day 17. I think we're about halfway through this drought. We've still got about 11 days left, 11 and a half days left. And I'm down to breaking down my storage to try and use it for raw materials. Yep, that's where we are. That is actually where we are in this. Alright, he's gotten all the wood. So we can delete those stairs, grab the resources from that. Delete this lumberjack post. We're almost out of berries, which means if we run out of berries, we're coming to a grinding halt anyway. We're really low on water, and we're barely holding out with food. I have to keep this engine going to keep our food manufacturer going, but this is quite... I still feel like this is not going to be a salvageable run. It's too many things I did wrong. Okay, I need somebody to operate power there. I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge all the people who might be yelling at me through their TV screens right now of all of the things that I could have been doing differently, because I'm about to realize some things in the next few moments. And to me, I felt like a complete and total goober, noob, and idiot. So continue watching while you see me start to melt down with all of the things that I should have been doing. It's cycle 18, day 1. And this beaver here, Shaktila, may have just saved our colony. He braved the small pond of contaminated water to start gathering scrap metal for us. And in doing so, he has allowed us to continue metal block production, which one more metal block and we will have our explosives factory, which is much needed and may actually save this colony. As much as I'm still ready to write this off, I didn't think that this could happen and this might actually work out. The only problem is Shakta is unwell, and he's going to have to go to decon at some point. And my colony has grown very, very small. I'm hoping during this cycle I can at least get some berries. Oh, what am I doing? Oh gosh, I'm so... Why didn't I plant some there? Why didn't I plant some there? Like, seriously, why didn't I just plant some there? But I have more don't have enough room for what I'm holding. So let's get rid of this. I got rid of our other kohlrabi storage already. Prioritize these logs for pickup.
Cool. Cool.
Yep, I unlocked the sluices while I had the opportunity. Because if I can just start filtering fresh water into this big bowl here, that'll help. So many things I could have done differently. Huh. I mean, I always could. I didn't think about it, but that will definitely get me the resources I need. I'm silly because I could have done that a while ago. Jeez. Oh gosh. I have to come up with a good word to call myself that is a little degrading and playful when I do something really, really silly. I mean, I could have had my explosives factory. Okay. So we're like halfway through this bad tide. There's a slim, very, very slim chance that we can save this colony. And I mean, it's a razor thin margin. We have enough food. We have enough beavers to continually man the food and the water. So we're water, food, and we just need to make sure that we find ways to continue getting lumber. I'm so silly because I didn't realize, I should have just gotten rid of all of these things. And that would have helped a lot faster. Yeah. That would have been quicker. So, man, I guess we'll just have to find out in the next video. I'm hoping you're enjoying these. Man, my first time playing on hard and I decided to film it. Couldn't get all the kinks out of the system before I started playing. And I decided to play hard on the Iron Teeth. Alright. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, and to all the people who've been watching my videos and leaving likes, thank you. I'm trying my best to enjoy this, although it's frustrating at times. But I really appreciate that you actually watch my videos. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.